All right, welcome to Head to Head, a special round of digital press conferences as we continue British boxing's return. It carries on this Saturday night live on BT Sport from the studio, and the main event is Joe Joyce, the heavyweight juggernaut, in against Michael Wallisch from Germany. Now, one of the really cracking scraps on the card is for the vacant Southern Area Super Bantamweight title. The fighters are with me today. On the left of your screen is 7-0 Chris Bourke, former member of Team GB. He's got 5 knockouts so far. He's a hard-hitting guy. And on the right hand of the screen, you've got Ramez Mahmood. Now, Ramez is 11-0, 2 knockouts, and he's the current Southern Area featherweight champion. So we've got a champion on the line as well. Gents, how are we?
Yeah, good. Cheers, Dev. You all right?
I'm good. Ramez, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm all good. Thanks, Dev. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Good to have you both with me. Thanks for joining me. Now, firstly, this is another one of those fights that was initially scheduled for April the 11th on the Daniel Dubois Joe Joyce show. There's been a delay. Obviously, that got postponed. You're now going July 25th, this Saturday night. Has the delay been a good thing or a bad thing? Chris, I'm going to come to you first.
I suppose it's been a bit frustrating because you have a date originally set, so you have your mind set on that, and then with what happened, you didn't really know when boxing was going to return. So I didn't know whether I'd definitely be fighting Ramez. I didn't know whether there'd be a change of opponent or what. But it got announced sort of fairly soon once we was back in the gym. So it's no different really.
And Ramez, has it affected your preparation at all? Have you had to sort of ease off and come back on? How's it all worked at your end?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know too much about the April the 11th date, but the lockdown probably is obviously knocked back the training a little bit, but I was actually on the last show before lockdown. I was on the March the 14th show. Mm-hmm. So I would have taken a week out of the gym anyway at that point. So the lockdown there was never a good time for it, but it felt like it was in the perfect time for a lockdown to happen. So I eased up a little bit there, I was getting off whatever running or whatnot I could. And once gyms reopened, I was back in. So I was on the last show before lockdown. Now I'm on the second show back. So it's worked out all right for me.
It sounds like it has. Chris, now all I've heard from you the last few months has been, I want a title shot. I'm ready for a title shot. Well, you got your shot. Happy?
Yeah, I am. It's especially every interview I was doing, everyone was just asking, when are you going to step up? When are you going to get a title shot? And it is what I wanted. And I think Ramez is a good fighter, and it's a good stage for us to be boxing on, really.
Is Ramez someone that you've been keeping an eye on?
Not really, because I always thought Ramez was the weight above. So it wasn't until it got offered to me that I sort of knew that he was in my weight, really.
Tell us about that, Ramez, then, because obviously you are the current champion at featherweight in the Southern Area. What are you doing down here?
To be fair, I'd always wanted to do super bantamweight regardless. The only reason I took the fight at featherweight is just because that's the only opportunity at that time. But even after winning that, I was looking to progress at super bantamweight. So when the Chris Bourke fight was offered for a title at super bantamweight, albeit be the Southern Area again, because it was at the weight I wanted and the platform it's on, it was a no-brainer, really.
So why do you think you're better suited to super bantamweight?
Just that I do the weight too easy. As in, if they're saying if you make weight easy, then you're at the wrong weight. And to be honest, I cheated the weight a little bit after that featherweight for that Southern Area title fight. I've done it way too easy. I'm a lot more suited at super bantamweight.
Is it going to be a sort of harsh welcome you're going to give him to the super bantamweight division then, Chris? Yeah,
I think he's obviously been used to boxing featherweights, but I think I'm one of the biggest punchers for super bantam. So it'll probably feel like he's in there with a featherweight or a super featherweight anyway.
Ramez, there's a chance, and I don't say this lightly, that you have the best nickname in boxing. The math magician. I mean, even Chris is smiling. Tell us about this.
Yeah, to be fair, I do fancy it as the best nickname in boxing. That comes from me working as a maths teacher alongside me doing my professional boxing. So yeah, the nickname stuck, to be honest. It's fantastic. And everywhere I go, I get asked about it.
Do you think there's anything you can teach Chris Bourke on Saturday night?
We'll have to find out next Saturday. Don't want to give anything away.
What do you think, Chris? You're a former, Team GB. You've been at a high level as an amateur. Can Ramez Mahmood teach you anything?
No, I don't think so. You know, Ramez is the teacher, but I think I'll be the one who's doing the boxing lesson on Saturday.
We'll see. We'll find out next weekend.
Yeah.
Big chance for you this, Ramez, because obviously, you know, this is your first chance on BT Sport. Chris, it's your first chance on BT Sport, but you are signed with Frank Warren. Do you feel as though, Ramez, you are getting an opportunity here to put yourself in the shop window?
Yeah, definitely, because you mentioned the O2 before and everything like that, but a fight like this could always get lost on an undercard sometimes and maybe not get that TV time. And now we're co-main event. We're going to be a prime time live on BT Sport. So it's my first time there, and first impressions always do count. So obviously I want to make a good impression, and I want to be seen again on BT. So this is the opportunity for me.
And have you seen much of Chris?
I've seen bits and bobs of Chris. I mean, I've known of Chris for a little while from the amateur days, so I've seen a bit of him, but it's always different to what you're watching to when you're in there. The adjustments get made on the night, so you can't really take too much away. You can make whatever game plan you want, but it all changes on the night.
It's one of the noticeable things on both of your records. So, Chris, you're 7-0. You're both undefeated. You're 7-0, and you've had 5 knockouts. That's pretty telling at super bantamweight. Now, Ramez, you're 11-0, and you've had 2 knockouts. Is the power going to be a factor here? I'll come to you first, Chris.
I think it's possibly. You know, it's a 10-round fight. They're small gloves. Power is always a thing, but I think the thing that wins fights is boxing and boxing IQ. You can't just rely on power itself.
What do you think, Ramez? Is your 2 knockouts from 11 wins, is that kind of misleading because you've been at the wrong weight? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it could be looked at misleading and deceptive because I've been boxing bigger guys and them durable journeymen that don't really get stopped. So it may have more of an impact down to bantamweight. That's something we have to see on the night, but it's all well and good having power, but with them 8-ounce gloves, any one shot could do it, especially over 10 rounds when you're getting a little bit tired. The shots have a lot more of an effect.
Chris, talk about small gloves. Your knockout of Louis Norman has really done the rounds. It was stunning. And the ringside camera angle as well, and seeing you scream, I think you had to be calmed down in the end. It was that good. Yeah. How much confidence have you got in your power?
Yeah, I have full confidence in my power. I think anyone I hit clean will go. But it's like Martin always says, you can't just rely on your power. You need to box. You need a boxing brain. A good boxer would always beat a good fighter. So you need to be able to do both. Yeah. This is
obviously your first title fight. Ramez, you are a champion, so you have championship experience, if you will. You are a Southern Area champion. Is that going to make any kind of difference here, knowing that you've been there?
Yeah, possibly when you get to the later rounds, it might make an effect. It's hard to say. You don't know how Chris is going to adjust to it under the lights, and you can do it all the time in the gym. He might flourish over the rounds. You don't know. I don't want to go with the assumption that Chris can't do the rounds because he may well cope well with it. It could be the difference. It might not be. I don't want to rely too much on that, to be fair. But it's nice to know that I can do that 10 rounds in the bank quite comfortably.
And Chris, you tend to be sparring Louis Lin quite a lot now. He's a machine, isn't he? He's a featherweight, and he'll just keep coming. So what better preparation, huh?
Yeah, I don't think there's many monsters like Louis Lin about. You know, every round he's just giving it 100%. It's ideal preparation for anyone because he's always there, he's always fit, he's always ready, and he's just non-stop. Knowing
that this one is a championship distance, is there anything that you're doing differently, Chris? This is a new territory for you.
Yeah, it is. Not really. The only difference is we're doing more rounds. You know, I'm trying to become a 10-round fighter instead of a 6-round fighter or an 8-round fighter. So the rounds we're doing, there's a lot more now. And, you know, yeah, it's basically more round sparring and bags and stuff.
You're from a current crop at the Peacock Gym, kind of spearheaded by Daniel Dubois. He seems to be leading the way. You know, this is the big heavyweight. You've got the knockout record. Then you've got guys like Denzel. You've got Louis Lin. You've got yourself. And do you feel that that's going to help you? The kind of iron sharpens iron element of it all that you keep hearing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the gym's like a super talent. You know, you've got Denzel. He's a big knockout artist, and he's a quality boxer as well. You've got Louis Lin. He's an absolute machine, and he brings me on. and I bring him on. So all of us apart from Dan at the same sort of stage. We're trying to push ourselves up the ladder. So it's a good environment to be in.
Ramez, I've heard you talk about Brad Foster. Now he's the British champion. You seem to have had your eye on him for a little while. Is it the title is it the title that you're after, or is it him in particular that you've seen a weakness in, you want to exploit?
Nah, to be fair, it was strictly about the title. I'll give Brad Foster all the credit, and to be honest, I think he'll vacate the title now anyway. He's won it outright. He's gone to bigger and better things. I can't sit here and talk too much about Brad Foster because I've got Chris Bourke next weekend. So I was calling Brad Foster's name prior to the Chris Bourke fight coming out. I've got to put that to one side now, and because I've got a job due next weekend. But yeah, that's the fight I was calling on beforehand. To be fair, when the phone come for Chris Bourke, I was like, I would rather Brad Foster, but they're all good fights regardless. And as we said about this fight, I think this fight's a show stealer for next week. I think everyone in the know knows how good of a fight this is. This is probably fight of the night.
This is the one that does seem to have captured the imagination of hardcore boxing fans, that sort of community online. Why do you think that is? Why is this such a good fight, Ramez?
I think the records help, to be fair, the 11-0 and the 7-0. But I think with us being within like close proximity of each other as well, most of the people that are talking about it know both of us. They've probably seen us in the gyms, they've seen our fights, and they know these people know a good fight when they see it. So you got to listen to them people. The people in the know, they know how good of a fight this is.
Chris, you've mentioned Brad Foster as well. Obviously, it's only right to have sights on a British title as you move on from Southern Area level. Did you watch his fight last weekend then, the first BT Sport show back?
Yeah, and I thought he boxed really well because I'd never seen that Beach before either. I thought Beach sort of came on strong in the middle rounds. But Brad Foster done what a champion does, and he finished strong and sort of stole the fight, really.
All I keep hearing... Yeah. It was exactly that. All I keep hearing from fighters is when I ask them about, what's it going to be like behind closed doors? Everyone says, a ring's a ring. You know, it won't matter to me. I don't need my fans. It's just, I'm going to focus on them. But then I was speaking to the fighters after the show last week. Hamza Shiraz was like, he knocked his opponent down in the first round and then he got pulled out after 7 rounds or so. And he said, you know what? If there was a crowd there, I probably would have finished him off in the first round. Yeah. So it might actually make a difference. What did you think, sort of looking at it? Did you sort of visualize yourself being there, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird. It's going to be almost like a spar where it's just a busy gym and people are watching. But at the same time, it is a fight. There's a title on the line. But I get what he's saying. If you've got the crowd cheering and that, it's going to pump you up a bit more and maybe make you step on the gas a bit more. So it'll be interesting. I think. Hopefully it doesn't last for too long with the no crowd, but it'll be a good experience.
What did it look like to you then, Ramez? Because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, every one of your fights has been at York Hall.
It has, yeah.
So what did that all look like then? The BT Sports studio, the quiet setting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot different, and everyone compares it to sparring without head guards, smaller gloves, and a bit of intent. It's hard to say how everyone's going to react to it because you don't know how you're going to react to you're in there, but it's definitely a different dynamic. And obviously it's unfortunate that the fans can't be there because I've always had a good support, but there's still a job to do. And once you're in there trading leather, I'm sure we forget about that. I might listen to our corner as well because there's no excuse not to hear him.
That was another thing. Again, Hamza Shiraz said his tactics were spot on because he could hear every word. Even while he was boxing, he was being told what to do. It's almost like a cheat, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So Chris, tell me, Saturday night, you're 7-0, 5 knockouts, you finally got your title fight. You've got a very tough, unbeaten opponent in front of you. What is going to happen?
Chris Bourke win. Whether it's by stoppage or points, it doesn't matter. As long as I get the win, that's what that counts.
What makes you so confident? What have you seen in Ramez, if anything, that makes you so confident you're going to get through him?
You have to be confident in your own abilities. I haven't seen too much of Ramez, but what I have seen, he's a very a good boxer, has a nice tight guard, but I believe in my abilities and I feel like I'm the better fighter, so I'm going to come out victorious.
Ramez, over to you. Prediction. It's a big moment for you. Chance to become a 2-weight Southern Area champion and really put yourself in the shop window. What's going to happen?
Yeah, this is my chance to propel my whole career. and I still want to be on them BT shows. I'm there to win, and I do believe I am going to win. Whether it be a stoppage or points, doesn't matter. As long as it's a win, then that's the main thing. I'm there to beat him, and I feel like people are probably underestimating me here, but I'm going to pull it off.
Anything you want to tell Chris, seeing as you're both on the line?
Just hope you've had a good camp and be ready. Let's have a good fight next weekend.
Yeah, mate, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Both ready. Okay, love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Any final comments, Chris?
No, all the best, and we have a chat after the fight. I'm ready.
Ramez?
Yeah, thanks for having me, and it's going to be a cracker, as I said.
One final thing, because you're both, I mean, you're both really nice guys. I'm getting that vibe. It's not going to be all like sparring and tapping gloves at the end of each round, and like, yeah, come on, there's going to be some fire, right?
No,
there's in a fight.
There's definitely going to be fire. I mean, I can put that aside. I'm not going to badmouth anyone, but I can put that aside for them 10 rounds or whatever rounds it is, and afterwards we'll be friendly again. But during then, you got a job to do.
Good stuff. All right, gents, thank you so much for joining me, and I'm really looking forward to this one Saturday night, live on BT Sport. See you later.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.